Hi guys, my name is Jung Lee. Just to introduce a little bit of myself, I'm currently attending a grad school in Korea, and I've noticed that many of you have asked me what school I go to, what program I'm in, what I'm studying, and how I got into the program I'm in right now. So today I'm going to talk about a little bit about them, but whether or not you follow my advice, it would be at your discretion, because we believe and we all know that everyone has different circumstances and situations. Now, first of all, I'm currently attending SNU. It's an acronym for Seoul National University in Korea. It's located in the heart of Seoul, the heart of Korea, and I'm in grad school. I'm a grad student. And the program I'm in is Master's and PhD combined. Now, yes, you can go into just for Master's, just for PhD, but the program I got into is Master's and PhD combined. Now, the number of years you will spend in the program can differ depending on your professors and your program, the studies you're doing, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Now, once again, it will be at your discretion whether or not you take my advice, because the way I got into this program is a little bit different. Yes, of course, I did apply through an online application, but I personally had gotten into the program tentatively before I actually applied officially online. And how that happened will be talked about very soon. Now, everything could be a little bit different depending on the major, right? So for me, I'm in the biomedical department and currently studying physiology. To be more specific, electrophysiology in a biomedical department. Now, in this kind of field of studies, you work very closely with professors. And once you get into a program, you have to have a lab that you belong to, right? That's why for me, before I even applied, I wanted to make sure that I had a lab to go into before I applied. I forget how that happened, but before I even moved to Korea, I started emailing all these professors in the department I was interested in. So I remember applying to like at least 5 to 6 professors, each school actually, not just Seoul National University. So I just emailed them and showed them a little bit of interest that I had in the studies that they were doing, and asked them if they're looking for a student. So a lot of them responded back to me. Now, what you have to remember here is that I already kind of had research experience for a number of years, so that could have played a big role in reaching out to them and reaching back to me. But then if you do have a strong interest and strong desire to get into the program, I believe majority of professors like to take students in, because the more, the merrier. That's what I learned. The more students they have, the merrier it is, because they have more people to work for their research. So for me, one of the professors I emailed me back, and he happened to be from SNU, and I was like, okay, why not? So I flew to Korea, went into his lab, and started working. And now I actually started working for his lab like 3-4 months before the actual semester started. So when it was getting close to the semester, he kind of informed me, oh, you have to start applying for the program. So I just had to do that. So the application process was not rigorous for me at all, because all I had to do is fill out the online application, and I believe I wrote a personal essay. Now, my memory here is very vague because that's how much I didn't care about the online application. I'm not saying you should not care about online application, but all I'm saying is that reaching out to the professor and reaching out to the lab in person could actually play a bigger role in putting you into the program, which is pretty odd. Now, that can be different with every professor, every program. So for my specific program, that's what happened and that's what worked. So I went through the online application. I was not scared if I was gonna get in or not, because I already had a position in the lab. So that's what happened. Now, a few things that I was not aware of before applying to this program is the number of years that they kind of promise you. Actually, let me correct that. They don't promise you a number of years or the amount of time you will take to finish or graduate. Once you're in the program, you're in for good, right? Now, because your master's and PhD combined, you have to think that you will spend at least 5 years in the lab. And now that's very, very rare because that's very short. So, and I know many many doctor programs in other countries are also very rigorous. And I have met people who were entering 10th year in the lab. Now that sounds kind of scary and not very attractive, but I did not know about that, especially in this specific field. So I even remember talking with the professor to at least give me an estimated number of years, but most of their responses would be like, oh, it depends on your work. You can stay here 5 years, 6 years, 9, 10 years. Now, yes, it sounds kind of traumatizing, but that's what happens when you're in the program. So I do have a lot of friends who actually stopped at master's. If you feel like this is not your career, this is not the field of career you want to pursue. So when you come into this program of master's and PhD combined, you have to think of yourself spending here at least 5 years, which is pretty fast. But I have seen some people finish within 5 years, and the number of hours spent in lab, of course, is not limited. The weekends, many people come out on the weekends, and so that's about it. That's how I got into the program. There's nothing special I really did. All I did was reach out to the lab and the professor, and that's it. Now, I don't know if I was able to answer some of your questions, but if you have more comments, more questions to ask about the program or about studying in Korea, please like and subscribe and leave your comments below, and I'll come back to you. Bye!